The Astros are on another level right now. This team's won 10 straight and they have leapfrogged the Oakland A's for first place in the National League West. And as it stands right now, they're 46-28. They have the second best record in all of baseball, only behind the Giants. So it's safe to say the Astros, they're on fire. And they are showing no signs of slowing down. I mean, offensively, this team is stacked. You got Jose Altuve hitting .295 with 17 home runs and 41 driven in. Alex Bregman, prior to getting injured, was hitting .275 with 7 bombs and 34 driven in. Kyle Tucker hitting .273 with 13 and 44 with 5 stolen bases. Carlos Correa having one of the best seasons of his career, hitting .298 with 14 and 43. Yuli Gurriel hitting .328 with 10 home runs and 51 driven in. Yordan Alvarez hitting .306 with 11 home runs, driven in 42. And you can't forget about Michael Brantley, who is hitting .356 with 4 home runs and he's driven in 30 this year. And in my opinion, they have 5 legitimate all-star caliber players on offense this year in Altuve, Tucker, Correa, Gurriel, and Alvarez. This offense right now playing like the best offense in baseball, really talented, really no holes in this offense. Oh, and their pitching is stacked as well. They have Zach Greinke pitching to a 3.56 ERA, Lance McCullers pitching to a 2.9, Framber Valdez, who returned recently from injury, pitching to a 1.67 ERA, Luis Garcia with a 2.69 ERA, Jose Urquidy with a 3.32, Christian Javier, who was kicked out of the rotation because they simply didn't have enough spots for him, pitching to a 2.97 ERA. And the fact that Christian Javier isn't in this rotation just shows how stacked it is. This guy would probably be a top 3 starter for almost every other team in all of baseball, but they just don't have any room for him in this rotation because it's just so stacked. So as of right now, Javier is pitching very well out of the bullpen in the long relief role. And you have a legit closer in Ryan Presley, who has 11 saves so far, also has a 1.8 earned run average. And you can't forget, they're doing this all without their ace in Justin Verlander. Now, I know Verlander is up there in age and he might not have been the same pitcher he has been in the recent years. It's still a big loss to this team because he was, as I said before, the ace of this rotation. He was the vocal leader. He's been to World Series before. He was the leader of this rotation and they've been pitching so well without him and it's just been so impressive. So when looking at this team's balanced offense and their pitching, I could see them making a deep run into October, and I feel like a lot of people were sleeping on this team heading into the season, but I was kind of big on them. I had some hope for this team to come back. I feel like they were gonna dust off all of the hate that they've gotten recently due to the cheating scandals. I thought they were gonna come out and have a huge year and silence all the doubters this year, and they've done exactly that, especially Altuve and Correa. Playing like both all-stars this year, they really do deserve the nod. And if they keep playing like this, the Astros are going to go a long way this year. And as big of an Oakland A's guy as I am, the Oakland A's just aren't going to catch them at this point. I think this is the Astros division this year. I think they're going to take it and run with it. I think they're going to finish at least 5 games ahead of the second place team in this division. I think they're that much better than anyone else in the division. And you also have to take into consideration the fact that this team does have the best run differential in all of baseball. They have a plus 135. And even when the Astros were struggling a bit to start the season, their run differential was always one of the best in baseball. And in my opinion, that was a huge indicator that it was only a matter of time before this team heated up and took first place in the American League West. And right now, there's really no argument. The Astros are the best team in baseball. I understand you have teams like the Giants, the Rays, teams like the White Sox as well, all having exceptional seasons, and they are all going to be serious competitors heading into the postseason. But the way the Astros are playing right now, winners of 10 straight, really, I don't think anyone in baseball can stop this team. Now, obviously, I'm not saying this streak is going to keep up all season long. They are going to cool off eventually, but I just think they're consistently going to be one of the best teams throughout the rest of the season because of their well-balanced attacks on offense and on the pitching side of things. And I understand there's plenty of teams that have offenses that might match up to the Astros, but there's really no team in baseball that has as good of a pitching staff and offense that the Astros have. So when you take all that into consideration, I do think the Astros are going to run with this division. I just don't see Oakland catching up to them. I only see the Astros widening their lead in the division at this point. And in my opinion, this team is a legit World Series contender. As I said before, you obviously have contenders like the Rays and White Sox and many other teams in the American League, but the way they're playing right now, they're showing us what they're capable of, and many of these players have been to the postseason before, and I know the pressure will be on because of all the cheating scandals in the past, but I think that's only going to motivate the Astros even more at this point, and I think they're going to come through and make a very deep postseason run. So there you have my thoughts on this Houston Astro team right now. Wanted to give a quick video on them because they are so hot right now and playing so well. But anyways, if you guys do enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe. I post plenty of baseball content over here, and I'm going to continue to do so as the season goes on. So if you're a big baseball fan, feel free to subscribe. And as always, I want to thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.